Captain Kyle Lars reporting for duty here at the battle station of the Intel Extreme Masters, and we have, to my right-hand side, once again, getting together, the double T's.
That's right. Tasteless and Todd.
Tad and
Tad, our Archon name.
Are commonly known as Tad.
That's right. The Tadpole is here.
It's possibly the worst Archon name I've ever heard.
Bad.
Okay.
They hate us because they ain't us.
I
right.
suppose so. I suppose so. Hurricane versus Rogue, gentlemen. Talk to me. Tasteless, you first.
Look, I think it's obvious that Rogue is the favorite here, but I will say that Hurricane is playing the games of his life, and he's really killing it at this event. So maybe we should not underestimate Hurricane.
Okay. Todd?
I shouldn't even speak about this matchup. These players playing Korea, it should be all tasteless.
That's right.
Breaking it down for us, I feel like.
It could be, man. I mean, I don't know. With Hurricane, he looks so good right now. And look, he's one of those guys that I always underestimate. And maybe this is like a fault to me as a caster, but a lot of times I've casted so many games where Hurricane looks good, but loses in sometimes a basic way. The fact that he's this far is crazy to me.
I mean, the fact that he did defeat Dark and True, admittedly, he did actually lose after Solo, but Solo was just on fire in that group stage, Tasteless. But beating someone like Dark there in the group stage is nothing to sniff at all.
No, certainly not. If you could beat Dark, you could beat anybody. So it's going to be very cool if he actually manages to pull through here.
All right. Todd?
Rogue has a pretty good record against Hurricane. He's 6-2, and I honestly feel like it's time for Rogue to come back on form. He won the global finals. After that, it's been more up than it's been more down than it's been up for him, and I feel like it's time for him to come back on form and really make it at least a top 4 here. All right.
All right. All right then, Todd. All right, well, we're about to
Rogue
find
is
out
back.
if he can get through the round of 12. We shall see. Thank you very much, gents. It's time now to head over to Hurricane. This is Rogue, gentlemen. Talk to me. Tasteless, you first.
Look, I think it's obvious that Rogue is the favorite here, but I will say that Hurricane is playing the games of his life, and he's really killing it at this event. So maybe we should not underestimate Hurricane.
Okay. Todd?
I shouldn't even speak about this matchup. These players playing Korea, it should be all tasteless.
That's right.
Breaking it down for us, I feel like.
It could be, man. I mean, I don't know. With Hurricane, he looks so good right now. And look, he's one of those guys that I always underestimate. And maybe this is like a fault to me as a caster, but a lot of times I've casted so many games where Hurricane looks good, but loses in sometimes a basic way. The fact that he's this far is crazy to me.
I mean, the fact that he did defeat Dark and True, admittedly, he did actually lose after Solo, but Solo was just on fire in that group stage, Tasteless. But beating someone like Dark there in the group stage is nothing to sniff at all.
No, certainly not. If you could beat Dark, you could beat anybody. So it's going to be very cool if he actually manages to pull through here.
All right. Todd?
Rogue has a pretty good record against Hurricane. He's 6-2, and I honestly feel like it's time for Rogue to come back on form. He won the global finals. After that, it's been more up than it's been more down than it's been up for him, and I feel like it's time for him to come back on form and really make it at least a top 4 here. All right.
All right. All right then, Todd. All right, well, we're about to
Rogue
find
is
out
back.
if he can get through the round of 12. We shall see. Thank you very much, gents. It's time now to head over to Hurricane, going up against our global champion for 2017. It's Rogue.
In there is. And in the other booth here for Hurricane, he's been on a tear. He's had a great tournament. One of the best tournaments, if not the best tournament he's ever had.
Yeah.
As far as Premier goes.
Definitely agree with you on that.
But this is the champ.
Well, yeah, this is the defending global champion. What else do you say? The best player in the world for the last year is this man, this Zerg here. And really, like, we haven't been talking about him because he didn't win his group. He lost one best of 3 to Sale that was very close.
What a scrub.
Other than that, he lost one map, and that's it for the tournament so far. So yeah, he's not in the round of 8 yet, but I think he's going to be because, look, Hurricane's a good player. He's been playing well, but it feels like a mismatch.
It does. It's a little bit tough to have mismatches in the round of 12 of a tournament this prestigious, but this one, if you look at any best of 5, certainly feels like it. But this is on paper, of course, Starcraft is played by two human beings. As machine-like as they may look sometimes, they are human, and incredible things can happen. Seen before, see it again. In the top left here, the blue South Korean Protoss. This is Hurricane. And in the bottom right from Jin Air Green Wings, make some noise for the world champion. This is Ro!
Hopefully an epic match ahead of us here. Hurricane gonna have to break out his best builds, but you know, I think he's taken a lot of the pressure off of himself at this point. He hasn't had a very good offline run in a big major tournament, but here it is. This is already a fantastic result. He's already won $5,000.
Oh, I mean, that's wonderful. 5,000 more if you can get through the champ here. The cool thing, though, when you come into a series as the underdog is, like you said, pressure. You have less of it. Of course you want that money, but expectations aren't there. You don't have to worry about that. If you win, then it's a positive surprise. But if you lose, it's kind of expected. And you still get a good bit of money on the way out.
Oh, totally the case. So I'm looking forward to seeing the best play that Hurricane can possibly muster here. Rogue, on the other hand, I'd be surprised if we don't just see him play kind of conservatively. Try to scout what's going on, try to stay alive, get to that late game.
That's right. You can get bamboozled by things like we saw, in fact, the last game that we had on the mainstream here with, you know, Deer going for that 8-gate charge lot attack versus Impact. Poor Impact, didn't see it coming and got wrecked. So Rogue will have to keep on his toes here and, of course, keep his scouting as a priority.
Yeah, you know, that's like the most dangerous two-base all-in that we saw in that previous one. And that would be a good one for Hurricane to try, because if your opponent doesn't sniff it out ahead of time, they're probably going to die to it. It's a very easy build to lose to.
Well, luckily for Rogue, he does already have Overlord sort of in the positions where you would normally see that. However, he doesn't really have one near the main base of Hurricane. So it's a little while before he'll get through the main base and have a look, of course. We know with our Caster Godcam and Production tab that we are seeing a Stargate opening here from Hurricane.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff so far. We'll see if he wants to open up with a Phoenix or an Oracle and where he likes to go from there. A lot of Protoss versus Zerg today. You know, I didn't even realize coming in, but yeah, it's just, this happens to be the draw. Only a few Terran players left in the tournament right now.
There is only a couple. Young Maru and TY, the reigning champion. I'm really excited for those ones, but they are a future Artosis Maynard problem and not a current Artosis Maynard problem.
It's a wonderful problem to have. We will talk more about that later. And Adept getting in here.
Wins the fight, too.
Yeah, kills a couple Lings, forces the other ones to run away, like the cowardly Zerglings that they are.
A couple of them coming back in here. Drones saving themselves by turning into Spore Crawlers. Can cancel that in a second here. Just trying to mitigate that Adept damage, and I gotta say, Adept damage mitigated.
Yeah, gets a couple Lings, 3 Lings, I believe, and a drone there. Another Adept kind of shading in, really just scouting a little bit.
You really want to get some, you know, at least a couple drone kills with those Adepts. And there we go, Rogue is getting Overlord speed. This might not always be for scouting purposes. You can, of course, go for drop play later on.
Sure.
But we mentioned it. It is going to be very, very important for Rogue to know what he's up against as quickly as possible, especially against a Stargate opener like this.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly why he got it. Now look at this. Hurricane actually in just a little bit of trouble here. The Lings poking in the front. Oh, they actually get it.
This looks so familiar.
Oh, that is so annoying.
Yeah, he's not attacking the Cyber Core, going straight for the gateway here, which has less hit points. A couple of deaths coming into the natural here of Rogue. Of course, Queens are ready, and they do beat them up a little bit. They can shade into the main and get some more damage done. Looks like Rogue got deflected there at the natural for Hurricane as well. These Adepts looking for those drone kills. Not really getting tons of drone kills, although he's denying a ton of mining time.
Yeah, 3 drones. Looks like it will be the end of it. The last Adept does fall. Now, there is a drop overload on the way, so that's kind of neat. But I want to point out that there's nothing outside the wall except flying units for our Protoss player. So he has to actually kill part of his own wall to get out at this point. I'm kind of liking where Rogue's at.
Yeah, I think he's got Hurricane sort of playing a little scared here, locking things down very, very tightly. But there is a way to get around that wall in, and that's to take to the skies. And we'll see how much this Overlord with Lings can get done. Now, all the air units are actually out of position for this. He may even be forced to recall them if the Lings get up there. Of course, all the Adepts are either dead or in the natural at the moment.
Oh man, a lot of damage being dealt. Oh, that almost dies. The Zergling drop hitting the main base now, going right up into the middle line. Nothing here to defend.
And a bit of a late reaction from Hurricane as well. He's going to lose a few probes. Oh man, that was a late pullback. Two of them going down. He's not done just yet. Rogue is going into the natural, or he's actually going to surround and kill an Adept immediately here and get some more probes as they come back into the main.
Yeah, even going after this Zealot, it looks like the Oracles come back and will help to clean this up now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Rogue so on top of things, getting out with 3 Zerglings, going after that probe, but now he has to run. But look, this was so effective. He gets 4 probes, he gets an Adept, he makes the Oracles come back. The Oracles are out of energy now.
Yeah.
This isn't where Hurricane wants to be.
Definitely not. You know, the same price of the Lings is the same price of the amount of damage that he did in economy, but the main thing, you brought it up, Artosis, is making sure those Oracles aren't harassing him, aren't dropping stasis wards, aren't gunning down drones, and now they have no energy.
With that many Lings going across the map as well, there's going to be a bit of harassment. It's like going to be hard to even transfer workers.
Oh, no! No whole position here. Maybe Hurricane even started stepping microwave there with a Zealot. A bunch more probes going to go down now.
Yeah, looks like about 4 more already falling, losing a bit of mining time there as well, splitting the Lings into 2 groups. Will the Oracles hunt them down? The Oracle's out of energy once again. Look at this. He keeps turning them on.
Certainly does. He just really wants to deal with these Lings. They are out of juice. Baneling Nest, of course, is done for Rogue. He's going for Hydraling Bane.
Man.
Hurricane might have lost track of these.
Yeah, those poor those poor probes are going to be just destroyed. 4 Banelings? Are you kidding me? Especially if he splits them.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Bye-bye,
man.
Oracles. They've left. He doesn't have that many units. He just doesn't seem like he's looking for. Oh, no, the What Prison? Get out of there. The Queen's keeping on tack with it. Hurricane had a late probe pull, but this time it reacts very, very quickly.
Oh, wow. Very quick indeed. He warps in a few Stalkers to help pick these off, so hopefully he won't take a ton of probe losses there.
Oop.
In the meantime, that Prism taking so much damage, he's not even going to be able to harass anymore.
Oh my god, and Rogue is just everywhere at once. Going into the 3rd base now as well. You see Deer getting stressed to the max here from Rogue's constant harassment.
And Hurricane in so much trouble, going ahead and getting a bit of harassment with these double Oracles, 5 drones, but that comes nowhere near the damage he's been taking all game long.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. 19 probe kills. Ouch. You see,
Yeah.
the resources lost are actually very close, but it kind of matters more that this harassment's been done, that the Oracles have spent all their energy, and just the tech of Hurricane's been slowed down a bit. Meanwhile, Rogue is able to get his Hydra count up, his base count is up, and his workers, he's already at 80 drones.
This very low health Prism definitely could be an issue. If it dies, this attack is over. He is moving out with the attack. We'll see what he can get done. The Queens have some transfusion energy. There's a spine. All right, let's see. Here we go. Hurricane coming in right now. The Baneling's coming up, connecting with the Zealots.
No Baneling speed here, making things a little bit easier for Hurricane. Force field's going down, but not super effective. The Banelings are connecting with some of the sentries of the gateway units here. Oh man, there goes the army here of Hurricane. He gets deflected a little bit. The Archons, though, very, very powerful, but they have lost their shields, and they are going down.
Just everything is going down right now. Even that Phoenix falling, a few more units being warped in. Rogue pulls back on the creep. But let me tell you, he has a gigantic lead right now.
We just saw speed finish right before our eyes. Quick reaction from our Hurricane, doing very good map awareness here as the Protoss. But this is so much denied mining time, and his economy is already so damaged, Artosis.
Yeah, this is really rough. He can't really be running probes all the time. It's great. It's better to run them than to lose them, but just the fact that this much pressure is coming out is putting him into a terrible spot.
Oh, so lucky.
Are we real here?
Yeah. 10
Are
hit
you
points.
serious?
No, that's not going anywhere. See you in hell. Go get it. Go get it. Ah, it's all right. It's contained. Not really going to get out of here.
No, that's going to be stuck there for quite some time unless he recalls it. Luckily, he is playing the race with recall, Maynard, so it can be done.
It's a good ability, I gotta say. It's been used to great effectiveness here at in Katowice. Oh my god, this prison.
Oh, he's trying to get out.
Yeah, it's needs to be Solid Snake to get out of this one. It's gonna be very, very tough.
All right, the 5th base being taken by Rogue in that bottom left area. Hurricane is taking his 4th base, and he did just have Psystorm finish. So there are some redeeming things going on for him, but overall his army is just really weak in comparison to what Rogue has on the field.
Prism somehow got into the vein and also somehow is trying to get a warp in here. With its shields recharge, is also tanking a bunch of shots from the Hydralisk, so the Chargeless get out and they start to fight here for Hurricane. Oh, I can't believe this thing's still alive.
Yeah, I don't know how many times that's going to happen, but...
Oh my god. In true Rogue fashion, making, in true Rogue fashion, I say, he's just making a ton of Banelings and having presence on the map with them. You don't think of Banelings being an army, but Rogue disagrees.
You certainly does. This army is going to be explosive, some might say.
Well done. No wonder you get the big bucks.
Here comes an Overlord. Oh my god, he has +2. One-shotting these probes, 12 go down.
That's so much damage here. It's been a probe hate crime in this game. Storm's going down the Banelings. Nice Storm for Hurricane. Keeps a lot of the army of Rogue at bay, but there's more. Coming up from the top, and Rogue's going for a big flank.
Yeah, this is a pretty big army. Hydra's from the bottom, and Hydra's from the top. The Banelings rolling in right now. Almost nothing left over for Hurricane. This could be GG.
That's it. I think it is. Artosis, just overwhelming army supply here for Rogue, and he has to tap out. GG. That was a relatively one-sided game there. There was hope for Hurricane a couple of moments. Like you said, when you get Psystorm, you can pick fights against the Tier 2 Zerg army. But yeah, Rogue was just everywhere at once. I didn't see an opening for Hurricane.
The amount of damage he was taking, just the Lings running in, the drop, the Baneling harassment, everything, man. Like, he couldn't even do any counter harassment. Those Oracles were like old iPhones. They were running out of energy every couple of seconds.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, we're going to go into game 2 relatively shortly here. We're going to be on Neon Violet Square. I think this map's produced some very, very cool ZVPs. But I hope that Hurricane's got something in his back pocket. You know what I mean? If he goes for a regular Stargate opening and tries to play a regular PvZ, I feel like this is the moment to start, you know, all those builds that he had prepared for someone extremely scary. Tell you what, this guy's extremely scary. Time to pull out the rabbit.
There isn't someone scarier, really. It kind of befuddles me that we haven't been talking about Rogue more. I guess he was already seeded into the round of 24, so we didn't get him in the bracket stage, and then he didn't win the group. But, like, realistically, isn't he the favorite in a lot of ways?
Well, I mean, a lot of the community and a lot of people have been watching Rogue in his online tournaments and also, you know, in GSL, etc. We've been seeing that his consistency and form was in question. He's not that infallible player from 2017, but it's been primarily ZVZ is the matchup that he's not been looking incredibly solid in. But ZVP, however, and ZVT seems to still be of that BlizzCon championship winning caliber.
Yeah, it certainly does thus far. Hurricane, you know, I do wonder what he'll bring out, because Neon Violet Square is a map that can go extremely long. Like, if you're going to have a long macro game, this is the map to have it on. You have so many bases that are easy to take. It gets kind of hard to actually attack your opponent through those purple boxes. You know, it's one where we could see that ultimate late game, but I don't think Hurricane wants to go there. I don't think that that's his domain.
Late game against Rogue? God. You'd have to have balls of steel if you wanted to do that. I really do feel like, just to reiterate again, that Hurricane should go for something a little bit sneaky, a little bit, you know, maybe going for fast DTs, maybe another 8-gate all-in, something like that. I think would be really, really cool to do against Rogue. Well, when Rogue has fallen to players that we had deemed like a quote-unquote weaker, it has been a cheesy game, you know, something timing attack-based.
Well, there's no shame in doing something like that.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
And I mean, Hurricane has shown some really good plays with aggressive strategies so far this week. So I'd like to see him bust some of that out, change it up a little bit. That last game just being rough. The multitasking of Rogue, really phenomenal.
I think this tournament's been showing a lot of people viewing at home, because we have so many, you know, ways to view the game with the analysis counter and with obviously, you know, fantastic observers and that sort of thing. That people in the current stage of StarCraft 2, especially at this level, are incredibly good at multitasking. It's not one big death ball blob that moves into another death ball blob. It is actually constant battles all over the map with run-bys, flanks, and multitasking to galore. It's great.
Yeah, to watch these top pro gamers utilize a tiny amount of units, a tiny amount of investment to eke out the most damage possible. It's really, it's shocking how good they are at it. Always testing, always poking.
Give me TVZ, I need new builds. Me too, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well,
Can't wait.
hopefully TY or Maru can help you out with that.
I've been watching TY's TVZ for a long time.
Yeah.
The problem is I can do the builds, but the hands don't follow as well as TY's do.
No. Your hands just don't listen.
He's just got such a big brain. I'll hopefully get there one day, but I don't think so. I think TY needs to stop playing for like 6 years, and I need to practice full time for 6 years for me to be like anywhere near his current form.
Ooh, I think he'd come back pretty quickly from that, to be honest. He's a smart one. Well, this is a smart one as well. Hopefully we get whatever is wrong with Hurricane's PC fixed really quickly.
Yeah, it's not a huge delay, otherwise we would have been told otherwise. It just looks like sound issues apparently for Hurricane. So
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was going on, because it's like, oh, is he like, oh wow, it seems like Rogue Zerg is too hard. He's like looking up strategies on the internet. How do I beat a Zerg player like Rogue? No one knows.
Imagine typing that in, like you go into a series and the first thing you do is you open Google, or you take your phone and you're like, okay Google, how do I beat Rogue in PvZ? I mean, Google is good, but is it that good? I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, when someone figures it out and writes it down, I'll be the first to read it there. But
They're going to be a rich company.
yeah.
Figure that out.
Hopefully we get this fixed ASAP. Hope you guys are enjoying it here at IEM Katowice. It's been a great tournament so far. We're on the second last day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got told earlier on that the crowd is so packed that people are lining up outside the door. And I even saw on, I don't really go to Reddit much, but I saw on Reddit this morning that a bunch of Passion Lords out there in the cold in their ski jackets trying to watch Starcraft outside as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Cheers to you guys.
Absolutely.
It is very cold here in Poland as well. You know, in Korea it's been Happy Bisu Day, Artosis, March 3rd. Oh, thank you, Wax Angel, our wonderful ticker man.
That's right.
I believe that might be the day that he won his first MSL, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, you have to tell me, mate.
Yeah.
I was just a baby in my mother's arms when you were casting.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. But, yeah, here we are, guys. Great match is still coming.
Rogue is just ready to slay a nerd. He's ready. And we're ready to cast it,
No,
to be honest.
I'm completely ready.
Yeah.
I want this next game.
Yeah.
Hurricane, he doesn't want this next game. He's scared. Look at the fear in his eyes.
Yeah. He actually, honestly, it looks relatively chill.
Yeah, he's pretty relaxed right now.
All right, well, actually, it looks like the problem was a little bit worse than we thought, so we're going to take a short break, just a 3-minute countdown. When we come back, we're going to continue this series, Game 2, between Hurricane and Rogue. Dzień dobry, Katowice. You guys are looking beautiful out there. That's the one good thing about these breaks. There's not many good thing about breaks, but we get to see a lot of that handsome crowd.
Yes. I didn't know you spoke Polish.
I'm multilingual.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ladies.
Good education system out there. Okay, guys, we are going to be going into map number 2. The sound issues for Hurricane are fixed, and hopefully Hurricane's mentality is not too far gone here. Rogue really gave it to him in that first map, but I'm hoping he can bring it back, make this a nice tight series like the other two.
Indeed. You'll have to tighten it up if he wants to get a map or a series against this guy. This is Jinair Greenwings, Rogue! I'm excited for Starcraft 2. And in the top spawn here, this is Hurricane!
It should be mentioned that both of these players live in a team house environment. Definitely a big deal right now, right? Rogue is on Jinair Greenwings, and of course Hurricane lives in the mostly non-Korean team house out in South Korea with a lot of the top non-Korean players like Scarlet and No Regret and Kelliger and Special and all these other people that are visiting out there for various amounts of time to practice.
And practice houses, like the benefit of having a practice house with a bunch of pro gamers that are of your level, if not better, I can't even begin to explain how much it helps you play. Like when we saw Kelliger come back in early 2017, all of a sudden he completely changed as a player. He leveled up 1 or 2, he went Super Saiyan. Special, same deal. Scarlet, winning championships now.
Yeah, and
still alive in GSL as well.
And to be honest, Hurricane now having the best tournament of his life after living there for a few months. So it is a tried and tested way to get much, much better in the game. I mean, it is a 1 versus 1 game. At the end of the day, you're in that game all alone, making your own decisions, making your own moves. You're the one responsible.
Yeah.
But people have to learn from each other.
And meanwhile, we do have, from the ashes of Kesper, Jinair Greenwing still remains. And 3 of their players are still in this tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, actually. They are killing it lately.
Oh, yeah. Trap looking amazing in GSL. Maru, the only remaining Terran in GSL. One of the remaining Terrans here in IEM Katowice. And Harik and Rogue, I mean, we've been talking about how great Rogue is for, I feel, like 20 minutes straight.
What about SOS?
Oh,
how can you forget? IEM Katowice champion.
How could I do that?
2-time world champion. That means that Jinair Greenwings, they have 3 world championships under their belt.
For now.
Since 2013. That's crazy.
Could be another one in a couple short days here.
This is like the New York Yankees. Wait. We're in Europe, right? So this is the Manchester United of StarCraft teams.
Yes, I'm going to agree with you because I know a lot about European football. So Stargate opening here from Hurricane, not surprising to see. And Rogue is just taking the regular third base location. I say regular because it has a regular amount of mineral patches, not going for the back corner. If you take the back corner, it limits a couple of his strategies, but with full gas income, it sort of leads you to doing something a little weird.
And just some scouting going on right now by the Adept, checking exactly where that third base is. There is a Phoenix on the way, going to clean out the Overlords. But again, this is like a big macro map. And I'm kind of expecting if this goes late, like you were talking about, you do have that pocket expansion in the back. So once Rogue commits and takes his third base that he's already taken, his fourth base can be elsewhere, or if he feels threatened, it can be in the back. So it's very easy to get a huge economy here.
Absolutely. It's a very, very large map as well. And Zergs generally like to expand across the edge of the map, and it's very simple to do so, although you do open up more and more attack paths to get further and further out there. Hurricane really locking things down here. The Adepts aren't across the map. I was wondering where that shade was. Like, start pressuring the Zerg, don't let him grow out of control, and that's what he's starting to do now. Going, looks like, to be Phoenix first into Oracle.
All right, this is something that has gained some popularity lately. You clear out those overlords ASAP and flying with the Oracle just a bit later. Zergs are generally prepared for the Oracle anyways. It's pretty hard to get more than a couple kills.
Yeah, it looks like it's got one overlord kill just for now. These Adepts waiting for a bit of an opening here. Of course, Rogue has Queens in position, is already getting Spore Crawlers to cover the air side of the pressure here from Hurricane. Adepts can shade into the natural. The shade does go through the blockages here.
He's actually, okay, he actually recalls. I was
right.
wondering about that because he shades in, cancels the shade. Like, well, those are going to die. There's a lot of Zerglings out here. But a solid recall there, saving the couple of Adepts, definitely worth it.
I like that he did that, actually. You know, what else are you going to recall this early in the game? Going for Stasis Ward harassment here. Rogue reacts immediately, pulling one drone into it to set it off, saving the rest.
Oh, some nice harassment afterwards as the drones come back. Only gets one, but still.
A double Adept wall here. Ling's not really finding any opening. Just looking to maybe slow down a third base, catch an Adept out of position. This Adept might be able to shade to safety. Did start that shade immediately after seeing those Lings, so it will live.
All right, a Prism on the way, charge as well as the Templar Archive. So
and a Nidus Worm from
Rogue.
Uh-oh.
Well, Rogue wants to end this one.
He doesn't want to play ZVP anymore. He's
no, he's done.
Yeah.
He wants to go prep for his next match.
Oh my God, right in his face.
Well, how many units do we actually have now for Hurricane?
Not many. He has a Prism with a couple of Adepts in it, I think. He has an Oracle that's lost all of its energy.
This is going to be rough. Okay, a couple of Templars, uses the feedbacks, makes them into an Archon. Queens and Roach is just popping out all over the place. Shield battery is being made, but it might be too little too late.
It might be. In fact, he needs to make a bit more space for more things to unload for this Nidus Worm. It was getting crowded in here. Rogue is starting to unload these Roaches, though, right in Hurricane's face. These Immortals are going to be so important here. Does he still have this Prism alive, or did he lose it? It doesn't even matter. Rogue has done so much damage. Single Immortal and a Prism can do a lot, but not enough.
No, he had the Archon. It was a little bit late. Great move here by Rogue, mixing it up, using this aggression, and just ending Hurricane early. And now with Rogue up 2-0, how does Hurricane fight back from here?
That's a question that he's going to have to answer for us. I wish I had the answer. I'd go up there and help Hurricane out. I want a game 5 here. Just charge into that booth, knock over security. They'll try to stop you. Like, who are you? Your badge doesn't say you can be here.
Well,
like, Hurricane, this is how it's done.
I wish. I mean, you can see the look on his face. It feels a bit hopeless right now. This is such a hard match. Hurricane in the best tournament of his life so far. Still an up-and-coming player in a lot of ways who hasn't reached his potential. The potential so many people have spoken of for him. Whereas he's up against the world champion. You can't go higher than that.
This isn't the end for Hurricane just yet. It may be. We don't know. But if it is, he should be feeling very proud of himself for how much he's improved as a player. Very clear to see how much better he's gotten at the game. He is no longer those, the B or C team Protoss. He is someone that if he continues this caliber, no doubt will be doing more damage in international tournaments and in Korea.
Yeah, and a lot of tournaments left. The year has really just begun. I mean, here we are, the very beginning of March. There's going to be another 5-6 big tournaments in Korea this year, multiple ones abroad as well. So even if Hurricane does end up falling, a lot of other places to prove himself.
Absolutely. All right, well, not surprising to see Rogue on match point here.
Next map is going to be Backwater. It's kind of an interesting map. You get that third base for free. After you wall in, it's just kind of like down a little ramp right there. It's very easy to take, but occasionally we see very aggressive Zerg versus Protoss play here with Zergling drops all over the place while trying to break through the front. In fact, that's one of the ways that Scarlet really took down SOS in IEM Pyeongchang recently.
Yeah, I remember that game. That's good fun to watch. Both IEMs really delivering this year. So far, anyway. We got ourselves map number 3 here in backwater. Like you mentioned, you got that pocket third. It's pretty easy for Protoss to wall that off and you know, take it and get into a strong mid game, but you know, we've seen Rogue already whip out a Nidus Worm, so it's not beyond him to do something a little crazy to make sure that he gets punished for greed, even with that safe third.
All right, it looks like it is time, guys.
It is indeed in the top left here. If you want to see more Protoss damage done here in this tournament, make some noise for Hurricane! He's got some fans out there, certainly does. Pleased to see it. And in the bottom right, currently on match points from Jidder Green Wings, this is Ro!
So watch very carefully what Hurricane has planned. I think it's time for him to get aggressive. Bring the fight to Rogue.
Very quick probe scout here from Hurricane, but Rogue going for the earlier hatchery to make sure that he doesn't even have to tussle with it.
Yeah, so now this probe not really able to do too much from here. Gonna go ahead, scout the main base. Best he can do is harass some mineral patches at this point.
Yeah, getting information, of course, making sure there's no early pulls or anything like that. Not really a matchup where you see too many early pulls anymore. Zergs have been so comfortable just going into the mid stages and then getting aggressive from there instead of, or just going into the late game. Of course, we know Rogue, he can do it all.
Indeed he can. He's shown already a great range and it's only been 2 games. See, getting that gas and pull, nothing out of the ordinary here. Nexus going up for Hurricane. It'll be a few minutes before we really see where these guys want to go tech-wise.
Yeah, early game PvZ. Well, I'll ask you, Artosis, then, while we're sort of waiting for you know, the action to kick in here in this game. What is your, who is your pick at the moment in this tournament from who's remaining?
Jeez, that is a hard question, to be honest. Looking at this lineup, coming into the tournament, it was kind of like, well, TY is you know, always a big favorite for any tournament, the defending champion, of course. But for me right now, SOS and Classic are both just stone cold killers. They're both in the round of 8 of GSL. In fact, we have a lot of players like that. You know, over on even Maru, for instance. But yeah, SOS, Classic, TY, these are guys that I'm really looking at to maybe take this down.
For me, it is Classic. As soon as I saw that he was going to be in this tournament, I'm like, all right, I got a good feeling that this kid's going to go top 4 at least. And
well, he's got the best record so far.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all. Classic is Classic. He looked incredibly scary in GSL. There are some players that looked really good in GSL that hadn't performed incredibly well here in this tournament. But it's usually a pretty good indicator of current form.
Well, to be honest, I feel like I've almost been brainwashed by people saying that Rogue isn't in good shape right now. Because I'm watching him, and Maynard, he's in good shape right now.
No, it's absolutely right.
Okay, like, this is the guy that got 2nd place IEM Shanghai, won Super Tournament, and went ahead and won in BlizzCon, right? And in pretty darn dominating fashion as well. He looked good during all of these tournaments. So, I mean, with, what, 3 tournament victories last year? Shanghai, Super Tournament, BlizzCon, that is a big deal. And the way he's playing, I could see him taking this down as well.
Absolutely. It wouldn't be shocked in the slightest to see a lot of these players get up there and win this tournament. They are certainly of that caliber. There's some shades here from Hurricane. He's not doing any harassment damage. He's not committing with these shades. He's using the vision from the shades to see what's happening. Like, is there a big bowl of lings that he's hiding? How many queens has he got? What's the saturation like? All important things to know as a Protoss player until you start to get those Stargate units out. And we're speaking of Stargate units, we see that first Phoenix here from Hurricane. Going to kill that first Overlord here from Rogue.
Multiple Phoenixes actually being created. He's started his 3rd Phoenix already, so kind of an older style of play that we're seeing. I wonder if he's going to go into something like Colossus from here.
Wow, Phoenix Colossus.
It's been a while.
Has been a while. It's been a hot minute since Wings of Liberty.
But, I mean, he is making Phoenixes, and eventually you're going to need something there. If you're only on 1 Stargate, it's not like you're going to be able to stop Hydras with that.
That's right. I can confirm you do need a ground army with this at some point. Phoenixes are good, but they're not that good.
Yeah.
Roddy might disagree, but...
Well, that's why he makes 2 Stargate, man. Like, you need a lot of them. But just a handful of Phoenixes right now. Of course, they are very strong at harassment. You can even pick up queens and kill them off.
Yeah, definitely. And we are seeing the Robo transition here for Hurricane to get some more meat on the bones of this army here. And Hurricane, I mean, Rogue rather, is going for Roaches, which we've seen a lot more in this matchup, specifically in this tournament. It's not all about Lingbane Hydra anymore, which it used to be. It's usually Roach Hydra, or Roach Ravager Hydra. Oh, Nidus again.
Oh my gosh.
Rogue has 0 chill.
Yeah.
You ever seen a Zerg with chill? This isn't one of them.
Oh my god. Look, this is showing how confident Rogue is. He's doing basically the exact same cheese build twice in a row.
Yeah, this is like when you're trying to level up your account on a new server. You do builds like this over and over again every matchup.
Well, I think he wants to go ahead, win this, and then just start prepping for his next match. I think he looks at this and thinks it's a mismatch himself, to be honest.
Maybe, and it's going to be up to Hurricane to make him eat his words. This is a pretty sick attack. Right in his face again.
Oh, man.
You know what?
Even use an Overlord.
Phoenixes do not lift Nidus Worms, Artosis. And there are going to be a bunch of queens in this Nidus Worm as well.
That is a good point. A lot of queens indeed. Okay, the Ling's trying to get through the front here. Might need to use some force fields. In fact, he does, lifting up some of these queens, but there are a lot of units popping out of here. There's already an Immortal out.
Yeah.
Definitely something very helpful.
Will it be helpful enough? The probes coming off the line and they are dying in droves, but if he can hold this, Hurricane can fight back. And we have the shield batteries finishing up. That's going to help out quite a bit here.
Yeah.
The Immortal's still alive, going back into the natural. Getting right to the shield batteries to get some hit points back to fight these Roaches.
That's a huge deal that he gets over to the shield battery, keeping that alive. But another Nidus pops up. More Roaches flooding out right now. The shield battery's out of energy.
Second Immortal just pops out here to the north, but he loses that one there to the south of that Nexus. Rogue is still looking extremely dangerous right now, Artosis.
Yeah, very little energy left on these Phoenixes. A lot of Roaches left to kill off. He does have this very high health Immortal, though. Some Roaches going to the main base. Very few probes left over.
I mean, even if Rogue gets cleaned up here, I feel like he's done such critical damage to Hurricane. He's still, 40 drones isn't a great economy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a lot better than what Hurricane has. He has 25% the work account here at the Zerg.
Oh, man, even force fields his own probes stuck in his main base. Another Nidus on the way. More and more units flooding over.
0 chill.
I don't think that this game is going to last much longer at this point.
I don't think the series is going to last much longer as a result of that. Rogue just, not even just outclassing Hurricane, but just destroying him on stage here. GG, the world champion 3-0, and he is in the quarterfinals.
Wow. Just, I mean, awesome play out of Rogue. Utilizing the same build twice there. Not showing a lot of concern for Hurricane having a chance to take him down. Of course, Hurricane is a great player, but come on, this guy actually should be the favorite of the tournament.
Hurricane is good, but he is not good enough. Rogue showing all the haters out there and the doubters that he still has what it takes. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, an interview with Rogue and then more Starcraft. We'll see you then.
After two very close series that ended in 3-2, our third match was very quick. It was a 3-0. So first of all, congratulations, Rogue, on advancing to the round of 8. It was a pretty quick series, and we saw that in both games 2 and 3, you decided to go Nidus. So did you decide to do so because you thought that it would work really well against Hurricane, or is that just a strategy that you like to use in this matchup?
일단 8강 진출 축하드리고요. 두 번째랑 세 번째 경기에서 나이더스를 썼는데 좋아하는 전략이라서 썼나요? 아니면 남기웅 선수한테 잘 통할 것 같아서 썼나요?
일단 어제 이레이저 선수가 하는 걸 보고 그냥 따라 한 거고 네온이나 백워터 그 맵 자체가 뒷마당이 있기 때문에 프로토스가 트리플을 먼저 먹고 해가지고 그걸 노리고 한 거예요.
So he says, I decided to use this because I saw a laser use this yesterday and I really liked it. So the Polish fans in the audience love to hear that. So I decided to use it today, and I used it on the particular maps that I did because the way that it's situated, I knew that they would take, that the Protoss player would take that multi, or the natural rather, in that expansion, and therefore it would work really well for me to take the Nidus there and plant it there. And we saw that it worked really well because it was a clean 3-0 from you, and because of that, moving forward, you're going to be playing TY, and TY's been doing really well here in Katowice. He won his group 5-0, so how do you think it'll go against him?
이제 전태양 선수를 만날 건데 전태양 선수가 이제 아직도 안 졌어요. 조에서 5대0으로 이겼고 그래서 어떻게 될 것 같으세요?
일단 태양이가 너무 잘하기도 하고 태양이가 연습 때보다 방송 때 훨씬 잘하거든요. 근데 제가 연습 때도 이제는 많이 져가지고 지금은 상당히 자신이 없는 상태예요.
So he was very honest. He says TY is really, really good. And interestingly about TY, he always performs better at a live event rather than in practice. And what I noticed about him is that even in practice, I'm starting to lose to him. So if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not feeling too confident. But I want to ask how you've been since you won BlizzCon, because we haven't seen you that much. So how did you spend the time after you won the WCS Global Finals, and how has 2018 been going for you?
일단 블리츠컨 우승하고 난 다음에 자주 못 봤는데 끝나고 이제 시간을 어떻게 보냈고 올해에는 어떻게 지내고 있는지 얘기해 주세요.
일단 많이 쉬었고 이제 다시 열심히 하고 있어가지고 이제부터 성적이 좀 나올 거라고 생각하고 있어요.
So he says, after I won the WCS Global Finals at the end of last year, I did take a long break, and I just took some time off. But now that I'm headed into 2018, I am practicing really, really hard, so I'm trusting that the results will follow through as well. So we'll see if that happens against TY in the quarterfinals. Congratulations again, and let's head back to the battle station with Caleres and the boys.
Thank you, Smix. The results don't look too bad for Rogue, indeed, with a dominant performance 3-0 here over Hurricane. And we do have at the desk the double T's and Tasteless, my friend. Looking at game number 1, I mean, all over that series was Rogue just dominating. But I think you have something from game 1 to show us, correct?
Yeah, if we just jump into my computer right here, right now, it wasn't so much a specific moment. I just wanted to point out the moment. So right now we're at 108 supply to 132.
Yep.
Protoss is trying to move out and poke. Rogue shuts us down so handedly here, and then proceeds to max out so hard. It's kind of crazy. It goes to show you why Rogue is one of the most feared late game players with Zerg, along with other players like Dark. So we see the supply in that small exchange plummet from 180
Yes, we do.
to 144. And let me just speed this up a little bit here. So this is Rogue on the 4 bases, as we can see right now.
His macro is phenomenal. You're just watching it move at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see how much he actually manages to mass up. So he's about to be maxed out, I think, with the next wave here. So he's at 180 supply, 114, right? Here's Hurricane actually just trying to get an additional base up, and he gets completely run over. It's at the point in time where you realize that these guys are on such different levels.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with the fact that we saw Rogue go for the double, I don't know if I want to call it all in, but that Nidus network rush that we saw back there.
Right.
Because he's actually just so powerful in a normal macro game. It's like there's no way to stop him. And from here, it's really just a numbers game. It's not even like, does he get in the right angle? He just runs him over.
Yes, he
Hurricane
does.
wasn't worthy of that macro game, I guess.
No.
At some point, Rogue was
Yeah.
like, I can just finish him off quicker and go and rest and play some more practice game for TY. Why would I do that?
It's just so crazy. Like, if I had a game 1 like that, I wouldn't have done that. the Nidus threat. I would just assume that as long as I play a normal game, it's going to be
And that's
fine.
why you're here casting.
And that's why I'm here.
There you
That's
go.
right. Saving esports.
Looking at the bracket, that's Rogue, our world champion, moving on to play against TY, our Intel Extreme Masters world champion. That is a fixture worthy of highlights later on down the line. But Todd, I want to talk about a little bit about Rogue just still here. Games 2 and 3, going for that Nidus play. The gall on him, the confidence and dominance to just say, I'm going to throw this here and you're going to be able to do anything about it.
Sometimes you're just in the zone, like you can feel that your opponent is starting to maybe play a little worse as well, just because you're doing so well against them, and you just feel like you can do anything. That was really one of those series here for Rogue. I mentioned it to you. I thought it was about time for him to come back. You know, he had he had the best possible ending of 2017. Won multiple tournaments in a row, including the global finals.
Yep.
$280,000. It's very hard to stay motivated after that, to say next year is going to be better. It could hardly ever be, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So he hasn't been doing as well, lost in GSL in the groups, and now he's coming back strong. Now is his time to really find that new motivation for the new year.
Yeah, that'll be our second last series of the day, TY against Rogue. It's going to be a great one later in the day. We're going to go to that break now, and when we return, we have one more round of 12 match to solidify our round of 8.
All eyes are